All right, everyone, welcome back. It is that time of the week. Sorry, I had to postpone this by an hour. It's just been a really, really long day with work and just with a lot of IRL stuff. Um, and with the, yeah, a lot of IRL stuff. With that, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the state of manga for February 2022. So originally, what I was doing was I was doing like all of the top manga stuff for February over on, oh, still on this channel, but on a different podcast called The State of Ice, and I decided to bring all the manga stuff to this particular podcast because I think it's gonna fit a little bit better. Now, what I'm gonna do now is instead of looking towards the next month for manga releases, I'm just going to go ahead and look at the past stuff that came out. So that way we can get in sync. So for February, we're going to double dip a little bit from the last state of manga for February. But even then, wasn't calling it the state of manga. This is the first episode of the state of manga that we're going to be doing. And so I figure, you know what? Let's just go to the past and get everything synced, and then we'll be good to go. So bear with me. I'm still trying to figure out the template for this and figure out the format for the state of manga. But considering that this is the first one, we're gonna go ahead and just dive right into it and just experiment and see what we can do from there. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and go into it. Alrighty. So let's go ahead. I'll do it this way. Okay, so we're gonna go at the releases here. So we've got Viz. So in February 2022, we had several new releases pop out. We got Black Clover, which is definitely one of my upcoming favorites, and I'll be reading volume 2 here pretty soon. But I've been so busy that I've been exhausted by the end of the workday. So I haven't been able to read much manga lately because once I'm done with either making a video or a podcast, then I go straight to sleep for the most part. Chainsaw Man Volume 9, which I did pick up. Some Dr. Stone, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jujutsu Kaisen, Call of the Night, which I have finished reading Volume 1. So hopefully I'll get that review out here probably by the end of the week. Again, just depends how I feel, how busy I am. But yeah, go ahead and continue on here. Comey Can't Communicate. That's another one that's up and coming for me. I'm gonna hopefully grab volume 2 here, but it's a fun, cute little show or story, I should say. Pokemon. Let's see. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Viz Entertainment when it comes to release of February. Again, when we do the state of manga, we'll go into the March releases. So I know in the past I was talking about potentially talking about the future releases, but I figure let's just sync it up the way we do it with the Icy Layer podcast that we look towards the past for charts and everything, and then we can go from there. So this is kind of trying to sync things up a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the releases for February. And this was from the Seven Seas Entertainment. So I don't see much here. Dragon Hatchling. I do have the first one of this that I am reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling. I do have volume 1. I haven't had a chance to really read it because it got to the point where that type of genre, when it comes to reincarnation or reborn as, I was getting kind of burnt out on these type of storyline tropes. So I started like the first page of reincarnated as a dragon hatchling, but yeah, it didn't pan out. I put it away. So I'll get back to it eventually when I feel like I'm in that mood for that type of story. But just wasn't into it. Yep. And that is pretty much it for February for Seven Seas Entertainment. So let's go ahead and go into um, Kodansha and see what we got here for February releases. Eden Zero is definitely something I am enjoying right now. I'll eventually get volume 2. Let's see. Seven Seas, I do have volume 1 that I'll eventually get into. And yeah, that's pretty much it from Kodansha. Let's take a look at the yen press. Nothing too noteworthy here. And that's going to be for... Now, I think this one... I'm trying to think. I think this one we do need to go into next month because this one doesn't work too well. So we'll go into next month on this one. So this is for March. Because I think this is the website that I can't go back in time with releases. So I may have to double down a little bit on this one, but that's fine. I want to make sure that we at least get them covered. So we got Goblin Slayer Side Story, Year 1, Volume 6 coming out. Let's see here. Don't see. So this is probably the one that I'm definitely going to pay attention to. This is The Splendid Work of a Monster Made Volume 2. I did do Volume 1 and absolutely enjoyed it. And now we're going to get Volume 2 out in March. So this one's going to be an estimated release date. Oh, it's going to be at the end of March. So March 22nd, 2022. So that was the first one that I reviewed. And now we're going to go be getting the second one coming soon here. So, yep. Pretty darn cool. Can't wait for that one. So that's probably going to be my most anticipated one, probably for March. Let's see. And that is pretty much it from the Yen Press. Or from the Yen Press. Okay, as far as Tokyo Pop's concerned, I've heard Alice and the Borderland was pretty good. I don't know if this is a spin. Yeah, this is a spin-off, but that's something I'll probably look into. And that's it. Nothing too crazy. So, and for Dark Horse, Manor Black, and Blade of the Immortal Deluxe. One Piece books. Nothing too noteworthy. I mean, besides, looks like, let's see, Rising Set the manga companion series. Okay, interesting. Yep. And so nothing too noteworthy from One Piece books. And before I dive into this, I think there's another publisher that I need to look at. And that's Square Enix. Square Enix manga. See if we have a February release schedule for that. Okay, looks like we do. Now I just need to figure out how they do this. Let's see. I wish they would do it by month, but it just says all new releases. Oh, release calendar. There we go. And we're going to go to February. Okay, let me do this. Let me save this under... Where is it? I'll just save it there for right now. Okay, so we want February 2022. And we'll add this back to the stream. Okay, so this is from Square Enix, manga and books. We've got Soul Eater, the Perfect Edition, Volume 6. And Final Fantasy was that 14, A Realm Reborn. And just for kicks and giggles, we'll go back here to January. A Man and His Cat. I've heard this is pretty good. I heard that's pretty good. Soul Eater, which I do have volume 1. I'll eventually get to that one when I can. I haven't heard any of these other ones. This one looks interesting though. Regina Chrisman. Hmm. That sounds like my type of story. Amazon, BNN, Books a Million, Indigo. Huh. Yeah. So definitely gonna have to check that one out. I'll add that to my list. Cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the charts here. And I think I accidentally closed one I wasn't supposed to close. So give me 1 second. Let's go ahead and bring up the charts here. Okay, so we're gonna give a little bit of love to anime because I like to group together anime and manga because sometimes good anime shows can lead to good manga books and vice versa. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the charts for anime. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by the end of January. I had to stream. Okay, so this was the last week of January. So My Dress Up Darling, Attack on Titan, and Demon Slayer were the kings. And then we got followed by these additional ones here that I'm not too familiar with, but I think in time I will be. In due time. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the first week of February. So as you can see, My Dress Up Darling stayed at the #1 spot. Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. This is another one I may look into. Akabe's Sailor Uniform, Cloverworks. And they kind of got nothing too much down here. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the next week. So week 15, Demon Slayer definitely came #1 this time. My Dress Up Darling came at #2. And then on Attack on Titan came in #3. So you can see that these three are definitely the top contenders for the anime. And usually, I'm just hearing about Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan. I haven't heard much in my circles about My Dress Up Darling, which I've read volume 1 and I definitely love it. That's a Square Enix book right there, and it's a good story, especially if you're into cosplaying. Cosplayers, I think it's a must read. This is a cute little story. Okay, and that is it. So we don't have the latest for week 6. But so yeah, that is basically our top 3 for anime. Now, we're going to take a look at some charts here. I know it's kind of mid-month for some of these charts, but it gives you kind of an idea of what's going on in the manga world a little bit. Gives you kind of some snapshots. So far, kind of the top 5 selling volumes. Chainsaw Man, Volume 9. We got Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 14. And obviously Demon Slayer Stories of the Water and Flame. Kind of a spin-off there. Kami Can't Communicate, which is another one that I really, really adore. I did no, that's That's gonna be my next video, and that'll probably come out tomorrow. That'll probably come out tomorrow. I think I have it. Yeah, I have it scripted. I just got to record. Deadpool Samurai Volume 1. So that is our top 5 for kind of February. Just give you guys kind of a snapshot. All right, let's take a look at manga series. So, some of top series so far. And I found this pretty interesting. So, Demon Slayer Season 2 Climax scores higher viewership than the Olympics. The Tokyo Revengers manga series had been seeing a steadily decline ever since the anime aired its last episode by September, but when the release of volume 25 of the series, which sold over almost a million copies as of February 14th, even the backlogs have gotten another significant boost, with the manga series already selling over 3.61 million copies a fiscal year. One Piece is currently the third spot with volume 101 of the series, selling over 1.5 copies. The series has sold over 250 copies in backlogs during the fiscal year, once again proving that One Piece hype train never exactly goes off steam. Volume 101 has sold more than 1.6 million copies in Japan so far. Crazy. So the best-selling manga series so far, Mystery to Lu Nakira, Kaiju number 8. So, yeah. Pretty cool. Best-selling manga series so far, My Hero Academia Volume 3, 33 Shatters series records. And then, yeah, the breakout for the winter of 2022 anime season, My Dress Up Darling, has sold over 506,000 copies ever since the start of the anime, while the series selling over 300,000 copies in January and over 200 copies in just the past 2 weeks this month. So yeah, this is definitely one that it caught my attention with the anime, and when I read volume 1, I could see why it's popular. I can see why it's popular. And so kind of so far as of February 14th, the best-selling manga series. So we got Jujutsu Kaisen, Tokyo Avengers, One Piece, Demon Slayer, and you can kind of see the rest of it here. So manga doing pretty darn well for the month of February. Kind of doing well. Let's see, Square Enix. I think we're good there. And yeah, and that'll be the anime as well. Cool. So yeah, anime, the state of manga is and anime, again, I use them kind of interchangeably. They're both in a great spot. They're selling millions and millions of copies, and even kind of the B tier type of manga are doing really well with at least, quarter of a million to almost half a million sales. That is ridiculous. Manga is doing extremely well, and it's really popular too. So what are what is the best worst of February? And I kind of said this for the state of ice that I did on Sunday, but what were the best and worst manga of this month? So I don't necessarily have a worst. I have more of a WTF type of manga. So my best, let's see. I'm trying to remember what I said in the state of ice, because I don't want to contradict myself, but I may actually do, because it keeps going back and forth. No, I remember. So my number one manga for February was Komi Can't Communicate, because it's just a cute little story. Um, how the illustrator shows off the characters and the movements in the manga in the panels, they were very exquisite, and it is done in such a cutesy way that I just fell in love with the characters. Basically, you have this one normal student that's basically going to a very elite academy, and as a result, people that usually are smart, have some sort of social anxiety or some social issues within this particular story. And so, Kami, her kind of issue is that she has communication disorder or a social. I always get mixed up. I think it's communication disorder, and it makes it really hard for her to talk to other people. And so the whole kind of story and plot to it is that she needs to try to make 100 friends. And the way that that is being told is really cute. So I really, really enjoyed Komi Can't Communicate. And then the runner up will be My Dress Up Darling. They're just two really good. It's like I read these back to back for volume one for each story. And it was just great escapism, great characters. I got sucked into the world. Um, it was just enjoyable to read. The panels were great. The art styles of the characters were unique, and just something that really hasn't been explored. And I appreciate that. I like the stories now that are unique, and I can't wait to get volume twos of each of these. Now, the manga that I am asking WTF was going on is definitely volume one of Rent a Girlfriend. That one is just wow. That one is testing me on my 3 volume manga rule. So I will still get volume two and three, but let's just say it's not going to be my first choice to get if I have to go to a store and get some more books. But that one was tough because you can see how the plot of the two characters and this trope that in order to keep everyone else happy, they got our main male character has to, pay off the female character in order to keep everyone else happy and keep a long lie going that they're actually dating. And so that one just rubs me the wrong way. And so that'll definitely be one that I think I'll end up stopping at volume three. It's just a story that I'm not too keen on. But again, I'm gonna give every manga series a try, with one exception. When it comes to male relationships, I'm sorry, I will not. I know for a fact that's not for me, and so I will not review those type of stories. So that's usually my one exception, and also those that borderline hentai, I will not review as well because um, it's just I want good, tasteful stories, not one that is going to be like 100%. The whole plot's evolving around sex, so that's another one that I will tend to stay away from. That if it's really really borderline. But I know there's a few of them already reviewed that can be questionable, but it wasn't glaringly obvious. Like, I think there's one that I'm kind of reading now called Creature Girls. Yeah, no, I'm not reviewing that one. So that one I'll tend to mention in passing. I won't do like a full blown video on. And obviously, if the front cover is like really graphical for obvious reasons, because YouTube doesn't like that stuff. So as far as the nudity is concerned. So because I'm starting to see that manga is starting to tip over into that realm a little bit, and so I gotta be careful because sometimes Mama Susan will not like that. So, but yeah, again, another great month for manga. Manga sales are through the roof. A lot of great stories out there, and I cannot wait for what March has to bring. So, with that, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap up the state of manga for February 2022. Thank you so much for watching, and wing hugs to all, and to all a good night.